Okay, so now, sir, in India, whenever there are, there is this accounting standards, uh, whenever those accounting standards were passed, or with respect to your monitoring of your services, sir, sir, chartered accountants in India, yeah, chartered accountants in India and accounting standards, if at all it is to be given, there was an authority called as ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Now they used to give the accounting standards, as well as if at all you guys do something wrong, then the institute used to take an action against you. Yes. So what does it say? Sir, now till today, if at all there are some accounting standards to be passed, or if you guys do any professional misconduct, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India used to take action against you. Sir, now today there was one authority which is formed. Till 2018, Companies Act did not had this authority. It had just had this section, but this was not yet notified. It was not there. Yeah, in the year 2019, they actually from the October 2018 is when they actually constituted an NFRA. Sir, what is the section 132? They constituted an authority called as National Financial Reporting Authority. Sir, what is their job? Now, from going forward, they will be giving the accounting standards. They will consult ICAI. After consulting, they will give the accounting standards going forward. Next one, this is very, very, very important because it is a recent amendment. What is this? Sir, if at all any professional, sir, which professional? This authority is for chartered accountants. Sir, if a chartered accountant does any fraud, sir, any misconduct, you have done anything wrong, then this authority is going to take action against you. Sir, meaning you are telling that even ICAI will take action, even NAFRA will take action. National Financial Reporting Authority, going forward, I'll be referring it to as NAFRA. Sir, ICAI will also take action, NAFRA will also take action. No. Once this body is formed, whatever are the cases relating to this particular jurisdiction, everything will transfer to NAFRA. Yeah. So, sir, whatever is this particular thing, this particular transaction will go to NAFRA. So, any professional misconduct will be done by what? Sir, ICAI will not have jurisdiction. Sir, so this particular thing will be given, the whatever is the jurisdiction ICAI has, it has been transferred to NAFRA. Okay, sir. So going forward, if at all a professional does any misconduct, sir, which professional? Chartered accountant. So this was the main reason when this particular section came into picture. There was a lot of buzz. Chartered accountants, few of them, they were against it. Few of them were for it, because the institute, whatever had the power, that has been transferred to a different body altogether. Yeah, so that is what is given under this particular section. A easy one. Remember, very important from your exam perspective as well. Sir, what does it say? I've categorized it into your questions. Sir, NAFRA has been constituted with effect from 1st October 2018. Yeah. Until then, see, the act was passed in 2000, the Companies Act 2013, effective 2014. Sir, but this section was not yet notified until 2018. Yeah. So now it is notified. Sir, so NAFRA, what is it? It is an authority. It will consist of one chairperson who is appointed by the central government. Sir, who is this chairperson? He is a eminent personality who is having expertise or experience in accounts, audit, finance, law, and such other related matters. Sir, composition, it has one chairperson, and it has part-time and full-time members not exceeding 15. So, sir, chairperson and part-time and full-time members, when they are being appointed to the NAFRA, they have to give a declaration. Sir, what is that declaration? Sir, we are independent. There is no lack of independence. And if you appoint us to this position, there will be no conflict of interest. You have to give a declaration while you are being appointed to this authority. Sir, chairperson and members shall declare to the central government regarding no lack of independence, sir, no conflict of interest in their appointment. If you appoint us, we will not, this position, we will not be misutilizing it. No, it is not prescribed, Varshini. Yeah, not prescribed. Sir, now, okay, sir. So while they are on the board, they should not have any conflict of interest, or they should not have lack of independence when they are being appointed. Okay. Now the second condition is awesome. See, when you are NAFRA, you will have information about many companies. You will have information about many audit firms, which you may misutilize after you cease to become a chairperson or a member. So the law says when you are being appointed, you should not have conflict of interest. Even after you cease to be a chairperson or a member, even after your tenure, after you retire from NAFRA, for the next 2 years, the chairperson and members in full-time employment, I'm not talking about part-time, full-time employment, shall not be associated with any audit firm, during their tenure, when they have appointed during their tenure, and 2 years after such ceasing to be a member and chairperson. Sir, when I am appointed, there should be no conflict of interest. Sir, during my appointment, I should not be working in any audit firm. I should only be in NAFRA. Sir, after 2 years, I cease to become a member or a chairperson. After 2 years also, I should not be associated 2 years after ceasing to be a member or a chairperson as well. Yes. So, sir, chairperson, 15 members. Sir, at the time of declaration, at the time of appointment, they need to give a declaration. Sir, and after they are appointed, during their tenure, they should not be working in any audit firm. Not only that, even 2 years after their end of office, even that time, they should not be associated with any audit firm. See, Shweta, that is the reason. Sir, why we can't do, see, when you are in that capacity, you will be having access to too many information. You will be having information about all the companies, insider information. What if people misutilize it after going out? So the law says after 2 years, you should not be associated anywhere. Yeah? Okay, sir. Now, sir, functions of NAFRA. Sir, functions of NAFRA. Sir, composition we got to know. Who is this authority? We got to know. Sir, now what are their functions? First one, make recommendation to central government on formulation of accounting and auditing policies and standards. This is the first thing I told you. So they will make recommendation to central government on accounting and auditing standards. They will consult ICAI and then they will do this. Sir, monitor and enforce compliance of accounting auditing standards. They are recommending auditing and accounting standards. They will monitor whether everyone is following that or not. This is the third one, important one. Oversee the quality of service of professionals with respect to such standards and suggest change to improve their quality. Sir, I will see how is the quality of the professionals, whatever they are in the market today. If at all there are any areas of improvement, I will advise them to change on it. Perform such other function as may be prescribed. So functions of NAFRA, make recommendation of accounting auditing standard, monitor the enforcement of compliance of this accounting auditing standard. Sir, oversee the quality of the professionals. How good are you complying with this particular standards? Now, okay, sir, you are telling that the NAFRA will oversee the quality of professionals. Sir, now tell me, sir, to whom all NAFRA is applicable? I told you NAFRA will basically investigate into auditors. Is it, sir? Yes. Sir, are all the auditors, that is all the chartered accountants covered under NAFRA? Sir, for example, I am a chartered accountant of a small private company. Even I am covered under NAFRA. The law said I will only investigate. I will only investigate. Excuse me. I will only investigate those chartered accountants. I will investigate only those chartered accountants who are auditors, who are auditors of certain specified companies. Certain specified companies or body corporates. Sir, I will not inspect or interrogate, or I will not investigate all the chartered accountants. Then, sir, I will only investigate those chartered accountants who are auditors of certain specified company. Sir, meaning what? If at all you are auditor of any company which is not given in this list, then you are not under NAFRA rules. Sir, if you are an auditor of this particular companies, then you are under the ambit of NAFRA. Sir, NAFRA is not worried about chota mota people. NAFRA is worried about all big companies. If you are a big company, then you are under NAFRA. Sir, chota mota company, I am not bothered about you. You do whatever you want, says NAFRA. Sir, now what are the specified companies or body corporates? Sir, what are the specified companies or body corporates? Guys, what is the difference? Company is always a company which is established under Companies Act 2013 or any previous act. Body corporate means, body corporate includes your statutory companies. For example, if I say LIC, Life Insurance Corporation, yeah, nowhere it says whether it is a company or not. There is no word limited or private limited. Yeah, there is no ICAI. There is no word limited or private limited. It is not a company. But still you are important for us. Yeah, so they will come under the ambit of body corporate. They are not a company, but still they are body corporates. That is the difference between company and a body corporate. Yeah. Body corporate, the definition is huge. Okay. Sir, now see here. Sir, power to investigate service of auditors. Sir, NAFRA. Sir, small companies, CA, ICA will look. Yes, Varshini. Sir, if NAFRA is not looking into you, then ICAI will look into you. If you are not covered under NAFRA, ICAI will cover you. Yeah. Sir, okay. Sir, power to investigate service of auditors. Sir, can I investigate all the services? Varsha, you will get to know now. Sir, power to investigate service of auditors of all the companies? No. Only auditors of those companies which is given under Rule 3 of NAFRA Rules 2018. Sir, which are those specified companies is given under Rule 3 of NAFRA Rules? Sir, now which are that specified companies? First one. Sir, all listed companies. If you are an auditor of a listed company, then you are under NAFRA. Sir, listed companies, whether you are listed in India or outside India. If you are a listed company, if you are listed in India or you are listed outside India, NAFRA will apply to you. Sir, NAFRA, they will investigate the company. No, they will investigate this company's auditor. Are you getting the point? People, is it clear? I'll not investigate this company. I'll investigate this company's auditors. Yes, sir, first one listed company. Sir, next one, big companies. Sir, I am an unlisted public company having paid up capital not less than 500 crore. Sir, turnover 1000 crore. Sir, aggregate of loan debenture deposit of 500 crore. Sir, I am an unlisted public company. My paid up capital 500 crore. Sir, my turnover 1000 crore. Sir, my aggregate of loan debenture deposit 500 crore. Sir, all three should be satisfied. No, it is or. Any one satisfied? If you are that company, then you are auditor under NAFRA rules. Yeah, all of you. Okay, sir. Sir, what is this third condition? Aggregate of loan. Assume my loans in the company is 200 crore. Sir, debenture is 200 crore. Sir, deposit is 100 crore. I need to add everything. That is the meaning of aggregate. Add all these things. And if the total exceeds 500 crore, then NAFRA will be applicable to that company, meaning that company's auditor. Okay, sir. Sir, first one listed company. Second one unlisted company. Sir, here in second point, they are saying about eligible company, right? Yes, Shweta. These are the eligible companies. Can you see this? Power to investigate service of auditors of class of companies given under Rule 3. So, whom I can investigate? Sir, I can investigate service of auditors. Sir, auditors of all the companies? No. Auditors of this class of companies. No other thing. Pakka? Understood? Huh. Sir, listed company. Sir, unlisted public company. Guys, section 1 of Companies Act. What is that? Sir, insurance company, banking company, company engaged in supply or manufacturing of your supply or generation of electricity. Sir, companies under special act. You remember section 1 of Companies Act? Turn your first page, you would have written this. Companies Act is applicable to insurance company, banking company, companies engaged in supply or generation of electricity, or companies under special act. Can you see all these are body corporates? Correct? Special act, this companies in electricity, sir, banking companies, sir, insurance companies. If you are auditors of these people, hey, you are big people. The chances of fraud in this is more. You will come under me. Clear, all of you? Okay, sir. Next one. Sir, body corporate or company. Any body corporate. Any body corporate. Sir, I am not covered here. Okay. Any body corporate on a reference made by central government. Central government has filed an application to NAFRA. What? Hey, NAFRA, you know what? You start governing that company also. He is not falling under this limit, but you start governing him also. So even that company will be covered. So body corporate or company on a reference made by central government in public interest to NAFRA. Even that company's auditor is also covered. Sir, fifth one, body corporate, sir, registered outside India. Outside India. Sir, a body corporate which is registered outside India, not in India, outside India, and which is a subsidiary or an associate of this 1 to 4, from this condition to this condition. Whatever are the 4 conditions, these 4. Sir, I'm a body corporate. Okay. Where are you situated? Sir, outside India. Okay. If you are a subsidiary of, say, for example, this listed company, if you are a subsidiary or an associate of this listed company, if you are a subsidiary or an associate of this unlisted public company, subsidiary associate of this company, or subsidiary associate of this company, 1 to 4, if you are a subsidiary or an associate of 1 to 4 and registered outside India, outside, you're not in India, outside India, and if its income, that subsidiary or that associate's income exceeds, income or net worth exceeds 20% of consolidated income or net worth of such company or body corporate. Sir, now this company, whatever this 1 to 4, whatever we are talking about, now whatever their income is, now assume this body corporate, this listed company's income is 100 crore. Now there is a subsidiary which is set up outside India. Now that company's income is 25 crore. Sir, exceeds at least 20% of the income of the income of your consolidated income or net worth of the 1 to 4 condition. Sir, now what is this condition? Sir, 1 to 4 there are companies. That is listed company, public company, or your section 1, that is body, insurance, banking, statutory and electricity, sir, and any other company which is notified by central government. Sir, if such company has a subsidiary, now assume this 124 is a holding. There is one subsidiary. Sir, this is outside India. And this company is earning income. And its income or net worth is 20% or more of this holding company's income or net worth. Whatever this income or net worth of the holding company is, the income and net worth of this subsidiary company is at least 20% or more. Then even this body corporate, their auditor will also be under NAFRA. Okay, sir, what happens if at all any auditor does a mistake? I'll tell you, we'll see sequentially. First thing, did you guys understand the specified companies? What is this? Any doubt? Sir, repeat with me. Listed company. Sir, unlisted. Come on, you have to say there only. Say it out loud. Sir, listed company, unlisted public company, having paid up cap 500 crore net worth, 1000 crore aggregate of loan, deposit, and debenture 500 crore. And sir, insurance company, banking company, and companies under special act, statutory companies, or companies engaged in supply or generation of electricity. Sir, a company whose thing is recommended by central government in public interest made an application to NAFRA. So the fifth one, a body corporate incorporated outside India and it is a subsidiary or associate of 124 and their income or net worth is 20% or more, 20 exceeds 20%, sir, they will also be considered under NAFRA specified company. Any doubt? Any doubt? Yeah. Fourth one, very simple. Central government feels I want some other company which is not covered from this to this. I want them also to come under NAFRA. Central government will tell to NAFRA, hey NAFRA, you do one thing, you include that company also into your ambit. That is 4. Body corporate or company on a reference made by central government. It is telling, hey, you follow this, you are coming under this. If at all NAFRA feels it is good in public interest, it will take it up. Yes, Atira. So private company auditors does not come under NAFRA. Yeah, forget about private company. If at all it is not here, even public company whose paid up capital turnover aggregate, if it is below that, even they do not come under NAFRA. Clear? Okay, listen carefully. Listen carefully. People, listen carefully. Sir, what? Sir, now assume I am a listed company. I am a listed company. Yes, sir, NAFRA applicable to you. Okay, now listen. Yes, I'll tell you, Varsha. Wait. Sir, I am a listed company. Sir, so I am coming under NAFRA. Okay. Sir, next year I became unlisted. I am no longer listed company, sir. Sir, point to any one or all three. People, whenever it is or, it is one condition to be satisfied, not all. Yes. Sir, I am a listed company. Tomorrow I became unlisted. Now what about me? Should I still follow NAFRA? Sir, the second position where my paid up capital was 550 crore, my turnover was 1000 crore, or my deposit was say some 550 crore. Sir, NAFRA was applicable. Next year I reduced my capital. It became 490 crore. Because of COVID, my turnover was only 900 crore. Sir, and my outstanding debentures, deposit and all is only 400 crore. So first year NAFRA was applicable to me. Next year is NAFRA still applicable to me? So the first case and second case, when you were listed company, NAFRA is applicable. When you become unlisted, for the next 3 years, NAFRA will still be applicable. Same thing here. When you are unlisted public company who is coming under the second point, once it is applicable, whenever you will not come under this limits for 3 consecutive years, from that year, NAFRA will not be applicable to you. I repeat, sir, once it is applicable, for the next 3 years, it will for sure be applicable. Sir, after that, if 3 consecutive years you did not come under this limit, after 3 years, then NAFRA will not apply to you. Sir, again, sometime I became, I crossed this limit, again NAFRA will be applicable to you. Yes, so that is what I've given you under note here. NAFRA rules shall continue to apply for 3 years after it ceases to be listed or exceed limit mentioned in point 2. Any doubts or understood? Listed company, paid up capital doesn't matter. The moment you are listed, you come under NAFRA. Yes. Got it, all of you? Okay, sir. Sir, now how will NAFRA know who is the auditor? You are telling that it will investigate the auditors of these companies. How will they know who is the auditor? So, whenever this rule came into picture, all these eligible companies or whatever these specific companies are, yes, these people had to file a form called as NAFRA 1 to NAFRA, specifying the details of the auditors of the company. So the company had to disclose who are the auditors, what are their transactions, from when are the auditors. It has to be disclosed in form called NAFRA 1. It was to be disclosed to NAFRA. Sir, if in any one of 3 years it comes under NAFRA, again in NAFRA will be applicable for next 3 years. Yes, Varsha. Now, for example, assume year 1 NAFRA was applicable to you. Year 2, 3, 4, you're not coming under, you're not a listed company, or you're not coming under that, that public company limit. If next 3 years you're not falling under those limits, then NAFRA not applicable to you. Sir, year 1 NAFRA was applicable. Year 2, I did not comply with the provision. That is, I was not that unlisted public company. Year 3, I was not. But year 4, again my limits exceeded. Again for the next 3 years, it will be applicable to me. Yeah? Varsha got this? Varshini, very simple. Sir, I am not a listed company. Sir, I am not that unlisted public company which is covered. Sir, I am not that statutory companies, whatever is mentioned. Sir, but still the central government feels that there is some unlisted public company which has to be governed. Central government can write a letter to NAFRA. NAFRA, you do one thing. There is this one company called Company X. They are not coming under the definition of that specified class of companies. But still you take care of this company. When a central government specifically write a letter to NAFRA asking for this, then this can happen. That is the fourth point. Clear? A company which is not covered in those things, but still you want to be taken, then you can do it. Okay. See, each such body corporate shall inform the particulars of their auditors. Body corporate shall inform the particulars of their auditors in form NAFRA 1 within 30 days of commencement of this rules. Okay. Now, sir, we got to know it depends on central government's request. Yeah. Sir, okay. Sir, now the company, the NAFRA has made investigation on these auditors. And NAFRA got to know that there was an auditor who has done a mistake. Yeah. There was an auditor who has done a mistake. Meaning what, sir? He has done some non-compliance. Now the question is whether he is an individual or whether he belongs to an audit firm. Whether he is a sole proprietor or he works in a partnership firm, audit firm. If he is an individual, that is sole proprietor, or he is in a partnership firm, audit firm. Now, it was proven that these people, whether an individual as an auditor or the audit firm, they have done some fraud in auditing this particular specified companies. It has been proven. Now, what will happen? Sir, penalty. On such investigation, a professional misconduct is proved. Then, NAFRA shall impose penalty. If you are an individual, the penalty will be minimum 1 lakh, which may extend to 5 times of whatever you have received maximum. Sir, minimum penalty is 1 lakh. Assume you have charged an audit fees of 10 lakhs. 10 lakh into 5 times will be your penalty, 50 lakhs. Sir, in case of a partnership firm, audit firm, minimum penalty will be 5 lakh, which may extend to 10 times of the fees received. Sir, assume I have charged a fees of 10 lakh, the maximum penalty may go up to 1 crore rupees. Sir, only penalty, yeah? Then I can make good money. If I get caught, I'll pay. That's all. Not only that, whatever you guys are struggling for, whatever you're working hard for, you will be debarred. That is the member or the firm. You will be debarred from being appointed as an auditor or an internal auditor or undertaking any audit assignment. And you cannot perform any valuation for a minimum period of 6 months, which may extend up to 10 years. Penalty very important, remember. Sir, if I am an individual, penalty minimum is 1 lakh and maximum 5 times of my fees. Sir, if I am an audit firm, minimum penalty is 5 lakh, which may extend to 10 times of the fees I have charged the client. Sir, and I will be debarred as a member or as a firm, whatever I am, from taking up any further audit assignments. I cannot be an internal auditor. Sir, I cannot be an auditor of any company, any body corporate. I cannot even do valuation services. Sir, minimum 6 months will be my this debarment. It may extend up to 10 years. Clear? Ha, Varshini. Sir, 5 lakhs is for all partners. It is not individually. It is on the entire partnership firm. So all the partners together will be liable to pay that 5 lakh. Yeah. So 2018 is their commencement. Guys, so any doubt in NAFRA? I mean, till now, there is one point, we'll just finish it off. Sir, any aggrieved person, sir, assume an auditor received a, he was debarred. He did not like it. He can appeal it to the appellate tribunal. Sir, NAFRA has passed an order that it has suspended me for, say, 6 years. But, sir, I do not deserve such stringent thing. Kindly consider, you can go and appeal on the order made by NAFRA. Any aggrieved person can appeal it to the appellate tribunal. Appeal means you are going for a higher authority. Sir, I did not like the decision. Kindly consider. Yeah. And just like IEPF, audit of NAFRA's accounts are done by Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Sir, NAFRA shall prepare an annual report. What are the activities done during this year? Sir, both the audit and the annual report will be forwarded to central government. Central government will forward it to both the houses of parliament. Any doubt? There are other chiller provisions you can totally ignore. There is nothing much in it because there is nothing specifically given. Yeah. See, meetings of NAFRA. It can meet at such times and such places as it wants. Yeah. Central government will appoint the employees. Sir, head office of NAFRA is at New Delhi. NAFRA is a different authority altogether, but it comes under central government. Central government only has constituted it. Just like ROC, it is under central government only. Same way NAFRA also. Yes, audit annual report we have seen. No doubts? Okay. Let us do one thing. Let us wind it up here. Yeah. Let us again meet in the Monday's class. Do revise. Very important NAFRA. Yeah. If you have any doubts, you can ask me on Monday. We can discuss. Clear? So that's it for today. Have a good day and happy weekend.